Hello dear students, good morning. You are most welcome to my video lecture. This is Harendra Tiwari, your chemistry educator from LPM Public School, Gola Bazar, Gorakhpur. Here in this video, I am going to introduce you a new chapter, or we can say that a new branch of the science which is based on our experience. Whatever the story of this branch of the science, that is based on some generalization. We have included some experience, some our generalizations, some observations that have only the practical evidence, that do not have any kind of theoretical evidence. And we call, do you know what we call that branch of the science? We call that branch of the science thermodynamics. It is a collection of the different it is a collection of different experience in a particular context. As you know, we experience a number of things throughout the day. So in what context we have created this branch? What are the story of our experience is written in this branch? Or what are our experience in what context included or constitute this branch of the science which we call thermodynamics? For that, first of all, we have to understand word etymology of this word. This word is given by the mechanical engineer. It is mentioned in the different books. Now, let us try to understand word etymology of this word. If you look this word closely, you can observe this word is constituted by the two different words, thermo and dynamics. Do you know from where these two words came? From where these two words derived? Let us see. These two words, Greek words. These two are Greek words. Greek words. First is therm and second is dynamics. Dynamics. The meaning of therm in English, heat, and in Hindi we call usma. Usma. Dynamics in English we call movement or motion, and in Hindi we call gati. So, literally we can say that motion of or movement of heat is known as thermodynamics. Thermodynamics means what? It is a movement of heat, motion of heat. So we can write here movement of heat means a branch of the science which is study the movement of heat. Now you see that this movement, I have wrote wrong spelling of movement. So we can write here movement of heat. Is it clear? Means the thermodynamics is the branch of the science which study the movement of heat. Means how heat travel in a material body. What cause or force the heat to travel in the material body? Why heat travel in the material body? A complete analysis of heat we will study in a branch of the science we call thermodynamics. But this thermodynamics word is not limited towards only about a heat. We use present time this context in a broad manner. As we know, heat is a type of energy. Heat is a type of energy. So we again define the thermodynamics. It is a branch of the science which deals with the study of different types of energy, different types of energy, not only heat. When we talk the thermodynamics with respect to heat, this is a limited context. It's broad context. We use thermodynamics in the broad context. It is a study of the different types of energy and their relation. Different types of energy. It is the study of movement of different types of the energy and their relation, how one type of energy are related to another type of energy. As we know that there are different types of energy such as mechanical energy, such as chemical energy, such as nuclear energy. When we observe towards ourselves, when we observe towards our surrounding, then we can easily find out there are the three main sources of the energy. The first is solar energy, nuclear energy and chemical energy. We have the three different types of the energy, source of the energy: solar energy, then nuclear energy and chemical energy. Chemical energy stored in the chemicals. So the transformation, how the solar energy is stored in the chemical energy, how the chemical energy is stored in nuclear, means transformation of energy with respect to each other and how they are related to each other. We study in the branch of the science. That branch of the science is commonly known as thermodynamics. So I hope you have understood now that in what reference we wrote our experience in this branch, means our experience about energy, our experience about different types of the energy. Is it clear? Now here as we know that energy is a very significant and valuable for everybody. Energy is considered as the economical prosperity for a nation. A nation is how strong, how rich, that is based on that, or that nation is how much capable to produce energy. Another point here I am going to tell you, here I wrote the one word is the chemical energy. The chemical energy is related to the chemicals, related to the substance. Since thermodynamics has the different aspects, this branch of the science has different aspect. Here we are class 11th student going to learn the thermodynamic aspect with a special reference, with the reference of chemicals. with the reference of chemical changes, and that branch we call thermochemistry. So I introduce here a term thermochemistry. So thermochemistry, our main topic is that thermochemistry. To study about the thermochemistry as the chemistry student. Thermochemistry is what? Thermochemistry, it is the study of thermodynamic change in chemical reactions. Means when we study the thermodynamic aspect with reference to the chemical change, that branch we call the thermochemistry. As I told you, this branch is based on our experience, and that experience we have generalized into the different law. This is the zeroth law, first law, second law of thermodynamics, and third law. The generalization of our experience in these three different laws. This law is applicable. It is applicable when a system in equilibrium, or a system change from one equilibrium to another equilibrium, or a system changes from one equilibrium to another equilibrium. Another point of thermodynamics means why do we study the thermodynamics? What is the application of the thermodynamics in context of the chemical reactions? So first of all, it helps to us to predict help us to predict the chemical reaction feasibility means a chemical reactions will take place or not. We can easily predict with the help of the some rules that is provided by the study of the thermodynamics. Knowledge of the thermodynamics means a chemical reaction takes place or not, feasible or non-feasible. Is it clear? Second is that extent of chemical reaction means at what limit a chemical reactions will proceed. A chemical reactions takes place. So what limit it will proceed? What is the extent of this chemical reaction when it will complete? Next is that what are the factors governing a chemical reaction? So these are the importance of this thermodynamics. But what are the limitations of this branch? So let us talk about the limitations. It predicts the chemical feasibility of the chemical reactions, but it is unable to explain how fast or how slow a chemical reactions takes place. Means the first limitation I write here, it is failed to explain the rate of chemical reaction. We could not get any idea about the knowledge of thermodynamics, that is how fast or in what time a given chemical reactions will complete. Is it clear? Number 2, it gives the extent of chemical reactions and study about that. 2 state only, state when started, we call that initial and final. It study about the initial and final state of the system. Chemical reaction means when any chemical process is started and when it will complete. It will give the idea about, information about only the 2 states. Means how this process get completed, it could not able to explain. So it could not explain the mechanism of chemical reaction. How a chemical reactions get complete, what are the process happen between the initial and final state, it could not able to explain that. Deals the macroscopic properties of materials. Means what is happening at the level of atoms or molecules, means at the microscopic level it could not explain anything. It deals only microscopic property, deals only microscopic properties. So that's about the importance and limitation of this law. Now we are going to learn some basic terms, and concepts of thermodynamics. The basic terms we use and the concept we use to understand a chemical process. First of all, we should learn that what are the basic terms. I am going to introduce you a first term, system. It is a word which is used most frequently throughout the study of thermodynamics. System. So what is the meaning of system? If I tell you this chalk, so this chalk, the study of this chalk, when we study about this chalk, means this chalk became the system. You have heard about the different system, such as education system, such as electric system. There are so many systems, administration system. But here, in the point view of the thermodynamics, we use the system, a part of the universe which is under our observation. So we can write it is the part of the universe, which is under our observation. For example, if I study about this box, means the what are the energy aspects related with this box, means this box will be our system. Is it clear? Another word, the second word is that surrounding. Surrounding. Apart from the system, whatever the things are present around the system, that we call the surrounding. A system may or may not have real boundary. It may have the imaginary boundary that separate the system from the surrounding. The part of the universe which affect the system, that we call the surrounding. A part of universe which affect the system is known as surrounding. Is known as surrounding. Surrounding means what? Surrounding everything around the system. For example, if we study about the boiling of water, clear? Boiling of water. So this water is getting boiled. It is our system, and everything present around this which affect this system is known as surrounding. Surrounding. System may or may not be separated from the surrounding. Means the system may have imaginary or real boundary. For example, the water is getting boiled. So now what about this system? This system does have boundary? No, it does not have any definite boundary. Is it clear? Because it is open from this, it is directly in contact with the surrounding. So it has the boundary from the all three sides, but from one side it is open. When we close this vessels, then we can say that this system has the definite boundary. Evaporation of water from the sea, there is no definite boundary. There only the imaginary boundary are present. Is it clear? So now we can say that our total universe is consist of system plus surrounding. Apart from the system, whatever the things are present around the system, that is the surrounding, and system which is the part of the system which is under our study, under our observation. Now I am going to introduce you, there are types of the system. Types of system. Types of system. So first of all, open system. Open system. Open system. The open system means a system does not have any boundary. That we call the open system, means no definite boundary, and main point is that the mass is not constant and energy is not constant. Means a system can exchange mass and energy from surrounding. The boiling of water, example, boiling of water in open vessel. For example, see here, this is the open vessel. So when we put it on gas burner, then water is getting boiled and the water vapor it released from this system to the surrounding. So water vapor releases from the system to surrounding means exchange of the mass. So here mass is not constant. Mass of the system is not constant. The second point is that what about the heat? It absorbs the heat from the surrounding. So heat is not constant. Means we can say that it is a system which is able to frequently exchange the mass from the surrounding and heat from the surrounding. What happens when the all water get evaporated? You can add the water in the vessels, right? Suppose you remove it from the gas burner and keep away from the source of heat, then what we will observe? We observe that the body, the system, whatever the heat absorbed earlier, and its temperature became 100 degrees Celsius. Now this body again emitting the heat radiation to the surroundings, and till the moment when the heat of this body, temperature of this body will not equal to the surrounding temperature. Understood how the open system exchange the heat and mass? Heat means energy, right? So you have to note it down, then I will introduce you another system. Another number 2 is closed system. The closed system is what? Closed system can exchange heat but cannot exchange mass. Means the mass of the system is constant and heat of the system is not constant. For example, the gas traveling in a refrigerator, that gas, the amount of the gas is fixed in that one rounded pipe. Have you observed ever one rounded pipe behind the refrigerator? In that rounded pipe there is a kind of the gas is filled, and that use of that gas to absorb the heat from the system, from the refrigerator, and release into the surrounding. So that gas absorbing the heat and releasing to the surrounding means when that gas absorb the energy, means energy enter in the surround system, and when the gas release the energy, heat energy, means that heat energy release in the surrounding. So when you stand behind the AC, have you observed ever? In the room atmosphere is very cool, but when we stand under that AC, we feel the hot air. Have you think ever from where does this hot air comes? This hot air releases by that gas which is filled inside the AC. So that is the example of closed system. Is it clear? Mass constant and heat constant. Another thought is that isolated system. So isolated system is what? Isolated system, a system which cannot exchange the heat as well as mass, means heat of the system constant and mass of the system constant. For example, thermos flask, tea kept in a thermos flask, that is the example of the isolated system. But for your kind information, I tell you, there is no any system is the isolated system. Isolated system is an ideal system. For a moment, for a few times, that thermos flask, the tea kept in the thermos flask, that behave like isolated system, but it is not a completely isolated system. After 24 hours or 48 hours, you will get the tea kept inside the thermos flask that is getting cold. Means the exchange of the heat from that thermos flask. So isolated system is a ideal system. Is it clear? So now today in this class we have learned that introduction and importance, limitations of thermodynamics, and one word I introduce you, basic terms, system and surrounding. In the next class we will learn about that other basic terms. So thank you, wish you all the best.